morale is dangerously low. Well, here I am again, folks. I just finished watching what must be the most surgically extracted filth Hollywood has farted into our unsuspecting eyeballs this year. The War of the Worlds remake, starring, bafflingly, Ice Cube and Eva Longoria. Did you think you were getting heat rays, alien carnage and family survival drama? Aye, well, sit down, pour yourself a whiskey and brace. Now, H.G. Wells wrote War of the Worlds as a gripping tale of alien invasion and human survival. What we get here is apparently what happens when someone takes that concept and runs it through the brain of a marketing executive who's been huffing Amazon delivery box fumes. The film opens with Ice Cube, and I use that term loosely because you're about as cool as lukewarm piss here.
Lavender body wash make my pores tingle.
As some sort of government surveillance wonk, a gormless DHS stooge who apparently thinks the best way to prepare for an alien invasion is to spy on his own bloody family like some sort of discount Big Brother. He spends more time spying on his family's text messages than actually giving a toss about saving humanity. Watching this numpty try to fight Martians is like watching a sausage roll take on a combine harvester. Pathetic, greasy, and very, very messy. Remember when Ice Cube was cool, when he was writing "fuck the police" and actually had something to say? Well, those days are deader than the alien invaders should have been in this movie. Here he's transformed into a portly keyboard warrior who works for the Department of Homeland Security and spends more time monitoring his kids' Amazon shopping habits than actually, you know what, defending humanity from extraterrestrial threats. The man has really gone from boys in the hood to boys in the basement playing Call of Duty while the world ends. It's like watching a once proud lion become a house cat that's too fat to catch its own tail. And Eva Longoria? Sweet suffering Christ, what did she do to deserve this? The woman went from being a desperate housewife to being desperately in need of a new agent. Her character exists solely to look concerned while talking to Ice on the phone. Meanwhile, she delivers her lines like she's reading the back of a shampoo bottle in a hostage video. At one point, I actually started rooting for the aliens. But here's where the cinematic abortion really starts taking the piss. The entire bloody film is essentially a feature-length advertisement. This movie is less a sci-fi thriller and more an extended Amazon Prime commercial with supporting appearances by Microsoft Teams and Zoom, the literal saviour of the planet, and Amazon Prime drone delivery. That's right, folks. Civilization is less reliant on human ingenuity and bravery and more on next-day shipping. I shit you not, the climax of the film involves our hero ordering a fucking USB stick like a bloody air fryer for instant delivery. Genuine question, was everyone on set waterboarded into agreeing this would work? Or does Jeff have everyone's family locked in a warehouse somewhere? The script feels like fugitive words scraped off a Reddit forum by someone who's never experienced human emotion nor witnessed a functioning family. The twist, our protagonist is less interested in alien invaders than making sure no one in his house is sharing their Disney Plus password. You couldn't inject tension into this film with a cattle prod. At no point did I feel invested. At every point, I considered throwing myself in the Clyde. If you were hoping for a grand Spielbergian visual spectacle here, think again. The special effects look like they were done on a ZX Spectrum after a 4-day bender. The aliens possess all the menace of an inflatable sausage mascot at a minor league football match. Even the set design seems to have given up, probably after Alexa told the crew morale is dangerously low. And that's why, to the surprise of absolutely no one, except perhaps the studio interns forced to click refresh on Fandango, this film sits at an illustrious 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. 0. If the Martians invaded Rotten Tomatoes HQ, they'd leave it untouched out of professional courtesy. If there's any salvation here, it's that the whole ordeal only lasts about 90 minutes. It's like having a tooth extracted, but at least the dentist has the mercy to be quick, gets a sense of accomplishment, and you get drugs and relief. The entire invasion feels less like a war for humanity's survival and more like a minor inconvenience that interrupts everyone's shopping schedule. Oh no, aliens are destroying the city. Better check if my Amazon package is still on time. From a technical standpoint, this film was a bloody disaster. The cinematography looks like it was shot by someone having an epileptic seizure while riding a washing machine. The editing is so choppy it makes a butcher's shop look elegant. And don't get me started on the sound design. I've heard more coherent audio from a dial-up modem having an existential crisis. The script, if we can dignify it with that term, reads like it was written by an AI that had nothing but Amazon product descriptions and government surveillance manuals. The dialogue is so wooden it could be used for furniture, and the plot holes are so large you could fly the International Space Station through them. What truly pisses me off about this train wreck is the underlying message, that our salvation lies not in human connection, bravery or ingenuity, but in our ability to click buy now with one-day shipping. It's capitalist propaganda disguised as science fiction. It's a bit as subtle as a brick down the chimney dropped by a drone. That would be an Amazon drone, of course. The film essentially argues that the best way to defeat an existential threat is through consumer loyalty programs. I half expected the aliens to be defeated when someone left them a 1-star review. Invasion was disappointing, arrived late, destroyed wrong cities. Would not recommend. War of the Worlds remake is a catastrophic failure on every conceivable level. It's a film that manages to insult H.G. Wells, the sci-fi genre, the concept of entertainment, basic human intelligence, and you, the audience. It's product placement masquerading as storytelling, surveillance state propaganda dressed as alien invasion, and corporate advertising wearing the corpse of classic literature like some sort of capitalist skin suit. The person who greenlit this abomination needs to have a long, hard look in the mirror and ask themselves some serious questions about their life choices and the childhood trauma that led them to think this was a great idea. Do yourself a favour, if you see this film available anywhere, run. Run like the aliens are actually invading, because honestly, that would be preferable to sitting through this steaming pile of corporate-sponsored garbage. Grumpy Scot gives War of the Worlds a rating of absolute fucking disaster out of 10. And that's being generous. Now, if you'll excuse me, it might be 8 AM as I record this, but I need a drink, or 12. I'm great.